In this video I will be wire wrapping small tumbled stones to create beads. I will then demonstrate how I use these elements to create a gemstone bracelet and necklace. These small stones are usually sold as a scoop. They are available in most crystal shops and tend to be quite cheap. They can also be known as gemstone confetti. These are the size of stones that I will be using to make the bracelet and necklace. I am using larger stones for the demonstration so that it is easier to see what I am doing. The base wire is 20 gauge and for this stone I am using a 9-inch length. Measure 2 inches of 5 centimeters and make a 90-degree bend. Hold the wire at the bend and start bending the longer part of the wire around the shorter part. Start forming a loose coil around the upright wire. The coil should have 3 layers and be slightly bigger than the widest part of the stone. When the coil is big enough, create a loop approximately the same diameter as the coil, with the wire travelling in the opposite direction. Continue bending the wire inside the loop to create a loose coil. When reaching the centre, bend the remaining wire upwards. You should have at least 2 inches of wire vertical from both coils. From the centre of each coil, gently push the layers of coils upwards. Bend the two coils upwards towards each other at a 90-degree angle. Place the bottom of the stone inside one coil and bend the other coil over the top of the stone. You can gently adjust the wires of the cage so that they are evenly spaced and the stone is fully secured inside. Of course, these little stones come in different shapes. This one is quite flat. I start the cage the same as before. This time I am making my coils more elliptical. Make your coils slightly wider than the stone. Make another elliptical coil going the opposite way. Continue making the cage in the same way as the previous stone. This stone is an odd shape and I am seeing if it will wrap exactly the same way as the first stone. And it does. All the cages are completed in the same way. Bend the top and bottom wires slightly outwards in opposite directions. Bend the wires back the other way around your round nose pliers to make small loops. Make sure that the top and bottom wires are facing opposite directions. I am wrapping the cage together with 30 gauge wire. You can use a thicker wire if you prefer. Start wrapping around one of the wires at the base of the loop. Wrap a few times and then start bending the wire to follow the side of the stone. When the wrapping is level with one of the wires of the cage, thread the weaving wire underneath this wire and then continue wrapping around the side wire. This will connect the cage wires to the side wire and prevent the cage from being pulled out of shape. Continue wrapping the side wire, wrapping with the cage wires when they meet. Continue wrapping until reaching the base of the other loop. Remove the tail of the weaving wire. Take the end of the side wire that has just been wrapped and bend it around the base of the loop. Trim the wire short and pinch the cut end down against the base of the loop, making sure that it can't be felt. Repeat with the other side wire. These are the larger stones that I just wrapped. These small stones are the ones that I am using for the bracelet and necklace. They are wrapped exactly the same way as the larger stones. For the bracelet, I am just connecting the beads together with jump rings. Check the bracelet for length. The bracelet should be a little smaller than your wrist to leave space for the closures. I am making a simple hook and loop fastener. I am using offcuts of 18 gauge wire. Make a small loop in one end using the very tip of round nose pliers. A small distance from the loop, bend the wire in the opposite direction over the widest part of the pliers. Now make a loop in the other end for the wire to attach to the bracelet. For the loop, I am once again using 18 gauge wire. I bend one end into a loop using the smallest setting on my bail making pliers. Use the third setting to make a loop in the other end of the wire facing the opposite direction. I have made 6 loops to create an extension chain, making the bracelet adjustable. The necklace is made by alternating beads with lengths of infinity chain. Open the end of the last chain link to add the beads. To create the links, I have a piece of different coloured wire that I use as a guide for cutting the wire without having to measure each time. I am using offcuts of 20 gauge wire to make the links. Make a small loop in one end of the wire and then make an equal size loop in the other end facing the other direction to make a figure 8. I am just using my flat nose pliers to make sure the loops are fully closed and the link is flat and the cut ends can't be felt. I am using 6 infinity links between each stone. Once the necklace is at the desired length, add a hook and loop fastening to finish. Thank you for viewing. If you found this video useful, please leave a like and maybe a comment. It really helps us small channels. Please join me for my next video.